Hello. Welcome everyone to our express meditation. 30 minutes is an express. So, yeah, I think I wasn't here last week, but the Venerable Dondrup finished off the kind of the death process in a sense, meditations. And then, so the next one, what we work on is beyond death. So we start talking about these states of bardo and rebirth and the different options we have. So when we work with our minds, then we create the power or the ability to guide our next rebirth within the context of our karma. So I think we're still under most of us, at least me, still under my karmic conditions, so I'm a bit limited, but can give it a try in this lifetime and see what happens. So, um, make sure that we have a comfortable position, relaxing our body so it doesn't become a distraction. And just trying to release any tension that we have. Okay, we have tension in our neck, our back, sometimes even in like our arms or our hands. We just unconsciously hold. So then we can consciously release and ease any tension in our body. And we can bring our mind and our focus inside. Into our chest, into our heart. And we could think, I just woke up. I'm doing this meditation to become a better person, to be more kind, develop my compassion, and ultimately to become so kind and compassionate that everyone I meet, every creature I meet, every animal I meet, I think about them first. I put their needs, whatever they are, right now, before mine. And for me right now, it's a bit of a fantasy. It's a bit of my aspiration. So while I start this day, may I develop that aspiration with every encounter of a living being today. May I attempt to care for them, help them. And I do this by not thinking about what do I get out of this? What do I want? But I just put my needs to the side for a moment. That's how I'm going to work on it today. Person by person, being by being, second by second. And that way I develop my compassion. That way I develop my great compassion. So today we will start a series of meditations. Probably take us about a month. And kind of the theme or the title is Beyond Death. So we kind of examine the process of death, the process of rebirth, the uh, the states of rebirth. We also think about the lower rebirths and and the lower realms. So this process of death. So we don't really go through the death meditation, which maybe you've done before, but we kind of talk through it and think through it and contemplate. We'll do a little bit of reflection. So as death is approaching, right? We can imagine the body deteriorates. And we see that even today, right? We kind of remember when we were maybe 5 years old and we jump off the playground and roll in the dirt and just brush it off. But then we get a little older and that jump off the playground into the dirt, it might create a bigger scrape because there's a little more weight as we get older that's going to hit that ground. It's going to hurt. And maybe the knee swells and puts us on the sofa for a few days. And then when we get a little older than that, going down the line, that same jump, we might uh, tear a ligament, and that might put us out for months or even years. And then if we're even a bit more older than that, we might break a bone. We might even lose our limb because this body is deteriorating. So I think we have a good appreciation for it, right? That this body deteriorates, but also this energy that sustains the gross body, um, as well as the subtle levels of consciousness. They start to diminish, become less and less. So I think we all have this experience, this deterioration, even our subtle levels of consciousness just becoming a little less sharp, and this capacity for awareness kind of fades away. So I think through our lifetime, as this is happening slowly, slowly, we get a glimpse of this death process because this is kind of what happens. It's this fading experience. I mean, they say that it's kind of like dreams because you have these visions, these illusions. And the last of these kind of visions in the death process. It's called the clear light of death. And I think it's also called all empty. And it gets these names or titles of this like clear light of death or this all empty because there's this very, very subtle awareness of the pure radiant mind or the pure radiance of mind. So I think it's hard to describe, but we can imagine that this clear radiance of mind, it's like a clear sky of an autumn dawn. So it's like has this crisp, clear element. There's no there's no humidity in the air, there's no moisture, there's no clouds. It's completely clear. And this clear light, this clear light of death, it's really similar to a yogi's meditation on the final nature of all phenomena, the emptiness of inherent existence of all phenomena. And for us ordinary people, very difficult for us to understand this. Very difficult for us to recognize the depth of this clarity. Because for most of us, this death process is like it's like a personal annihilation, and and this experience marks the last moment of life, and its ending. But we can imagine, right? We can visualize and imagine what this clear light of mind, the clear light of death, what this experience could be. But you can imagine that if we don't have the practice and the power and the karma to access that, and we're kind of on that other side, we're kind of feeling like uh, we're losing ourselves, we're being annihilated. Our I-ness, my me-ness, is fading away. Then there's a bit of fear, there's a bit of anxiety, and this activates our grasping habits, and then it it stirs this subtle mind, and then this clear light of death. It just kind of it leaves the old body, like we don't have the ability to hold on to it because we're disturbed, we're grasping, we're excited. It's because this like clear light of death, it's mm, it's supported by a very subtle energy, a subtle mind. So this like subtle mind, the subtle wind is kind of considered its mount. It's I guess it could be called a base. And as this kind of subtle energy and wind, as it leaves the heart chakra of the old body, and then it enters the bardo, the in between state. So this kind of existence between lifetimes. And then this clear light transforms into the mind of a bardo being. So we're kind of in this in between state. We have a bardo mind. And here the connection to the old body is completely severed. Completely. And you can kind of imagine this bardo body is a dream body. It's not solid. It doesn't have any matter. And it's kind of like when this bardo mind, it thinks of a place, it's there. So experience in the bardo is very vivid, very detailed, very present. And then this bardo mind, it basically has like preoccupation or a compulsion to seek a rebirth. And so it's searching within its karmic context parents that it has a karmic connection with. And as soon as it finds its future parents that where that karmic connection is shared, then the Bardo state it stops. The in between state it stops because then it's the mind is projected or catapulted into the next life, which could be human or non-human. So it's quite fascinating how these minds, these states of mind, from our current state, our aging, our deterioration, transforming, leaving our current body, entering this Bardo state where I don't have any connection between the past or the future, just a bit of wandering, a bit of floating, and having this clear attachment to this, to life, to samsara, and searching and grasping at that attachment, and then quickly being jettisoned off into the next life. So next week we'll look at the rebirth states and the lower rebirth. So this it continues. It's a flow in the process. And so we dedicate all of the positive karma, all the positive thoughts that we've generated during this meditation, thinking about this life, the Bardo state, and then our next life, and dedicate it with the wish to become a more kind and compassionate individual in our current life to make our future lives more beneficial. Uh, but not only that, but learning to reduce this self-cherishing attitude, this self-cherishing habit, and putting others first, and wishing that they end their suffering immediately right now and never suffer anymore into the future. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Jeff.